a lot of people just undercut themselves. They come themselves short. Like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. Why can't you? Like, if somebody else can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you do have to put a lot of work in,
Yeah.
and you don't want to, but you can do it.
It's nothing to be scared of.
You have nice pens.
Thank you. I know you talk softly sometimes, so just try to angle it to yourself if you can. But try not to think too much about.
Oh, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I know. It's impossible not to.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to get hot in here, by the way, just because.
That's what I like to hear. Let's do it.
You good?
Yeah,
okay.
We'll roll with it.
So how we know each other is I met you first almost a year ago now, I guess, because we... you look funny.
Thank you.
Just you look like we're doing it.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were like rolling or whatever.
Well, so I try to do that because I don't want you to put your guard up.
Yeah.
So if I roll before you even get in the room, then it's harder to put it up.
True.
So now we're in it.
Yes,
So there's nothing to be scared of anymore. So yeah, almost a year ago, me and my friends wore the same exact outfit pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to hear your take on that eventually. But we went to my Myrtle parents' house, your real in-laws' house, and for Easter dinner. And you didn't talk at all. And I didn't know. I heard a lot about Billy because they would say like, oh, Billy's doing this, or, you know, Billy and Kristen, blah, blah, blah. But I never met you. And Scott talked a lot about you. He was like, oh, he's funny, man. I like him a lot. And I kept hearing about him, but I never met you. So it was like, just missed each other for whatever reasons. And then I didn't know, I saw you there and stuff, but so much was going on because it was Easter and there were other people there. And you didn't sit next to Kristen, so I didn't know. And I think that was when I met Kristen too. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
We
So
met
anyway.
at the same time.
But since you didn't sit next to her, it didn't make sense to me that you were like together. And so the next time we met is when I realized everything. But I think you just got back from a trip or something. That's why you were like so quiet. You were tired.
Oh yeah, that might have been when I came back from
Yeah.
Guatemala.
Yeah. So what's your take from that experience?
From when we first met?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw these three guys in the same shirts. I was like, oh, they like to party.
Okay, cool.
That's something me and my buddies would have done
Really?
back in the day. Yeah.
That's cool.
But you know, now that I'm married and have kids, I don't get to have fun like that anymore.
Right.
with the
Yeah, we'll
boys.
talk about that.
My decision, not my wife's.
Right.
But
Responsibilities.
yeah, and all that good stuff. But I also had Ben there with me,
Yeah.
and he was talking away because he was like
He
he
was.
was like a real life pirate there for a little
Right.
while.
That is cool. Yeah.
And so he was like telling his stories and stuff. So I just kind of let him do his thing. But yeah, no, I could definitely see like how you would not associate me as Billy from what you hear, and then I just sit there and I don't really say much.
Right.
But
Which is unfair because I consider myself like a funny guy, and people would consider me that. You know, I don't want to put words in people's mouth, but I also am quiet at times, and I'm sure people have been like, he's supposed to be funny, and so I understand.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
think.
usually like the first time I meet a big group of people, I just take it all in.
Right.
And Kristen tells me not to talk too much because I tend to say a lot of
Funny
inappropriate things that some people might find offensive and not funny.
Right. Okay.
But at the same time, I just do what I do. So
Yeah.
if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but
Right.
it's not like I'm never gonna not do it again. Just
Yeah.
for one person.
Yeah.
So,
So that's good.
Yeah.
And then we didn't talk for like, it felt a long time. Like we were just around each other. And then do you remember like the first time we like kind of talked to each other is when I stupidly didn't lock the door and you walked in on me changing? Do you remember that?
I don't remember much from like last week, but so I think it's a good thing that I don't remember it.
Yeah, I guess so. Probably repressed it
But-
from seeing me naked.
Yeah, at that point, like that's an icebreaker right there.
Yeah,
So,
I think that helped. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely did.
I wasn't sure if you hated me for some reason. I think that says more
Oh,
about me
no,
than
I don't. I
anything.
don't just
but
hate you. I hate everybody.
okay,
But,
okay,
yeah.
that makes me feel a little
It's
bit
more
better.
like a person thing, not just a particular person.
Right? Yeah, people thing, not a
Yeah,
person
yes,
thing. Yeah,
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 that-
yeah. I see what you're
that-
saying. So that was that was good. I'm glad we had that
That moment.
experience to break the ice. And then I felt like we were like, okay, I think he might not hate me.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Um,
I don't hate anybody.
That's good.
Not my place.
I know I want to get into this because this doesn't make sense to me. So you have 2 different jobs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would consider them 2 different jobs. I mean, I have like a job that I work for somebody, and then I own a business. as
Oh,
well.
really? Okay, so I never knew or understood your
Yeah.
business stuff.
Yeah. No, which is understandable. I mean, it is kind of confusing and maybe a little. I think a lot of people would say it's not like the best idea just because I own another company with the owner of the company that I work for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's so interesting. How did that happen?
I mean, I was getting out of the military a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We threw a birthday party for Jaden.
Uh-huh.
Kristen just happened to know this girl from where she used to work.
Jaden's your kid, by the way.
Yes. Yep, Jaden is my daughter. And so we invited them over, and then I wasn't even going to talk to the guy, but
Classic you.
Kristen was like, go say something to him. Like, he came here, you got to say something. I'm like, whatever. Like,
He was just your boss at the time?
no, he was nobody. Like, I didn't know him. I was still in the military. I was about 3 months from getting out, and I was going to go and open up my own plumbing business when I got out
So why was he at the party?
because Kristen knew his wife,
Oh,
and
okay.
she had a
okay.
daughter
Okay.
that was Jaden's age.
Okay.
You know, one day when you have kids, you'll know it's like it's hard to find people with kids the same age. So you
Yeah.
just kind of invite whoever you know.
Right, that's funny.
And so Kristen like made me go talk to this guy, and I was like, whatever, I gotta go talk to him. And then, which was I think I was in the same situation where you were. I was like, wow, this guy hates me.
Oh, really?
He just wasn't talking back. But then like a couple hours later, he called me and gave me a job offer, and I was like, oh, it sounds better than struggling and trying to open up my own business for a
Yeah.
little while. So.
What do you think he saw that he offered you?
Oh, well, we did talk. Like, when he did respond, it was always about business.
Yeah.
And I think he just realized, like, we kind of had the same aggressive mindset about business.
Oh,
And that's
interesting.
kind of one thing that drove me towards this company is, like, he has a very, very aggressive business approach. Like,
What does that mean, aggressive business
some
approach?
people will go slowly and
Mhm.
stuff. And then, like, there's no slowing down. Like, it's pedal to the metal with this
Yeah.
guy. We're doing, in this case, as many pools as possible
Yeah.
because he owned a pool company.
Yeah.
He owns a pool company.
Right.
He wants to take over the beach and then work his way down to Florida and everywhere in between. And I like that because it's,
Yeah.
it's building something bigger than just like a little
Right.
mom and pop shop. And
Yeah.
that's interesting to me.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So,
Do you remember what made you realize that he was? Do you remember what he said that made you realize, oh, he's built different,
um,
or was it just like cumulative?
yeah, it kind of like happened over time because I mean, everybody talks like a big game, but then
Right,
it's
right.
if they put it into play. And then once I started working for him, I was like, man, this guy wasn't joking.
Yeah, that's
Because, like,
cool.
it went very quickly from building 40 pools a year to 120, 140 plus. And
Did that?
being the number 1 pool builder.
Really?
Yeah, in Myrtle Beach, we're the number 1 concrete pool builder.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yep. Yeah, no, it is a big feat.
So that's the one that you work for him, or this is the one?
That's the one I work for him.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we do aggregate hauling and like site work.
What does that mean?
Aggregate hauling is like dump trucks.
Okay.
We
okay.
move rock, dirt,
Oh, I
cement,
see, I see.
whatever somebody needs to move. But we also do site work, which is like all these places that start out as forests, and then like 2 weeks later, all the trees are gone, and there's
Yeah.
like this little fence all wrapped around the property, and they're leveling stuff out.
Yeah.
That's site work.
Okay. I don't know why the building does that.
Because Scott didn't build it.
Right,
Scott
yeah.
from Strategic Builders didn't do a great job. But,
No, he didn't build the roof, so this one's not his
Oh,
fault.
Okay.
But he could have fixed it if he was better about his job. Just kidding.
He did a great job.
He did a great job on everything that he did. You were working for him, and then you're like, oh, he has this big business plan, this aggressive business plan. when you saw it in action and like, oh, he's actually backing it up, were you excited or were you like nervous, like, oh, this means I have to work harder?
No, it's exciting, but it's definitely like one thing that I've noticed ever since getting out of the military, like there's a lot more anxiety in the outside world because there's a lot more like the military's just built different. Everybody has their place and like you're told what to do, and now like he's like that owner, he's the man in charge, but like I'm the right hand man. And, there's just a lot more responsibility and trying to keep homeowners happy and trying to keep people employed and get them people to show up and stuff. But it was exciting, but it definitely gets nerve-wracking more than like worrisome or anything.
Okay.
And I could work, I mean, if I didn't have a family, I'd probably just work 20-hour days, like
really?
7 days a week.
Yeah.
Because I could work all day every day.
Yeah, wow. Where did you get your work ethic from, do you think?
I think my father gave me a lot of my work ethic. But he did not agree with that right off the bat because like in high school and stuff, that's not what I had a very poor work ethic.
Okay.
And it was more like I'll show up and do what I have to do and go, whether it was for school or sports. And there's some of that stuff I regret. Like I wish I did try harder in school and sports, but it put me in the place where like I didn't want to go to college or anything, so I joined the military. Yeah. And I think the military is what really gave me the work ethic. Okay. Which I don't think is the case for everybody in the military. So, really? Yeah. Because a lot of people can play the system and do their 20 years and retire and whatnot. Right. But it gave me my work ethic, and kind of between that and my dad, it opened up my eyes, and that's when I was like, all right, well, it kind of grew me from that boy into a man. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, I'm ready to do like something bigger. Yeah. Like something like my own thing, kind of. Yeah.
But like you said, people can game the system and just kind of coast through and do what they need to do, like you did in high school. So what made you grow up, though? Do you know?
Probably having a kid when I was 18, 19.
Oh, 18? I didn't know. Is that? Yeah, I guess I didn't
I was 19. I found out. Yeah. And she was pregnant at 18, and then we had the kid at 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that'll definitely do it.
I didn't really have a choice. I mean, that's just not, I didn't have a choice. Yeah, yeah. Some people take the choice and they take the wrong choice. In my opinion, but.
Yeah, a child will definitely kick you into gear. I understand that more now. So were you in the military at the time?
I was only in for like 6 months when I found out.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wow. So.
That's crazy.
That was scary. That was a scary moment figuring that out. I remember going home and I was trying to like not do anything or cry or anything when I said it. But as soon as like the words left my mouth to my mom, I broke down.
Yeah,
it's scary,
for sure.
especially being a kid myself.
Right, yeah. I totally, wow.
But
even now, me having a kid is terrifying. Wow.
And I got like 10 of them.
Yeah.
It hasn't even been 10 years.
I know, that's crazy. You're very potent, right?
Yeah, to say the least, I was, but
right. No
longer.
Yeah,
I'll find out in a couple of weeks actually if I still am. I gotta take a jar to the doctor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if they keep it or if like I can go outside and sell it or something after.
So you got a vasectomy.
Yeah,
I
sure did.
I hope that's what happened down there. So you do it again, and you give it back to them and say, "Hey, this isn't good, right?"
I'm still learning.
Okay.
But, for the younger people listening, abstinence is the best way out.
But,
You know what did surprise me though is like I'm sitting on the table all numbed up, like they don't put you to sleep or anything.
I know. I always think that's weird.
The idea of that was like awful. I was like, wow, this is something out of a Saw movie.
Right.
But it actually wasn't bad at all. And like they're chit chatting with you, trying to like keep you relaxed. I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm a pretty young guy in here getting a vasectomy. Like, no, not really. And
because you're 26, 7.
I'm 27.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would be young too.
Well, I was like, I feel like I'm pretty young. They're like, no, that's probably about the average. And but they did say ever since that Roe vs. Waite case went through, they saw like an uptick in like people 19 to 23.
Yeah.
Going there, which that's kind of interesting that younger guys thought about that.
Yeah.
So. I guess it's a semi-good sign for
Do you wish you
humanity.
did it at 18? I'm just kidding. I'm just
No.
kidding.
Sometimes I know.
Yeah.
It is weird to think about, like, where would I be? I don't know if I'd be in Myrtle Beach right now.
No, yeah. I mean, that completely changes your life 100%.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I don't know. That's so weird to think about, like, one decision really could change your life. Like, every day, it's something you could do. It could change your whole life.
God's plan, I guess.
Yeah.
He was ready to kick me into gear, and that's not what happened.
Right. Yeah, so that's how you got your work ethic. Well, it helped you. So what made you said because you didn't want to go to college, but there's other alternatives to college, so what made you pick the military?
I think because the training, like, it's paid training pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to leave upstate New York. I'm from Utica, New York, out of like 45 minutes from Syracuse, which is the next biggest city, and not everybody knows Syracuse either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's winter, like 8 months out of the year. And I felt like if I hung out there, I mean, I probably would have just kept drinking with my buddies every weekend.
Right.
And going to my 9 to 5 and being one of those guys that coast. So I'm happy it didn't work out that way. But
Right.
the main thing I wanted to do was travel, because I didn't leave New York until I was 17.
Oh, wow.
Me and my buddies went down to Florida, and then about a month later I left for basic.
Wow.
So
Florida inspired you to go into the military?
I was joined before then.
Oh, okay.
School and my laziness.
Right, okay.
Actually did, because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the military won't be that bad, and then joke was on me. They made me go to college anyways.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I didn't get my bachelor's. I got my associates. I was working on my bachelor's, and then I got that job.
Which job?
The one with the Cascade.
Oh, the one now, okay.
And it was pretty much what I wanted to do. I was going to go to school for construction management and project management, but I mean, I got the job anyway, so I was like, I don't need to go to school if I already got the job.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy.
Which is kind of a bad way to look at it. I should probably finish it, but I'm kind of busy right now.
Yeah, you're definitely busy
between
right
18
now.
kids and 2 jobs.
Yeah.
But,
So you have 4 kids, right?
yeah. I wanted to go for a baker's dozen, but
his last name is Baker.
yeah, Kristen won't let me.
Let's talk about Baker's Acres.
Yes. I'm all about Baker's Acres.
What is Baker's Acres?
It's gonna be my farm one day. It's
Uh-huh.
Baker's Acres is my dream.
Yeah.
But I need like at least 15 acres, you know. So
Yeah.
if anybody wants to sell some land cheap out in the Myrtle Beach, Conway area,
Yeah.
which there's no such thing as cheap around here
No.
right now.
No.
But Baker's Acres is gonna be the best place on earth. I'm just gonna grow my fruit and my veggies,
Okay.
my flowers. I don't care. Put a pond in there. I'll throw up a gazebo. It can be a wedding venue. We're gonna have some cows, goats. I want everything.
You want the whole experience.
Chickens. Yeah, I pretty much want to make it so I never have to leave my house.
So you want a cult.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To say the least.
But
Yeah.
yeah, just anything, like any way to get multiple wives.
Right.
And
Yeah.
a cult's usually the best route.
Yeah. Well, you had multiple wives, but you just got rid of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
So you're
a
halfway
cult.
there, I think. What'd you say?
I guess a cult, yeah.
Yeah, a
I'm working
cult.
on
A
it.
cult. So, where did that come from? Is it just because the name's so cool?
Well, I don't know. So I was stationed in D.C. for like 6 years, so I got the city life, and then I
Yeah.
was stationed in Sumter, South Carolina, which is like the complete opposite for
Okay.
2 years.
Yeah.
And I just kind of gravitated more towards liking the country and
Huh.
everything,
Interesting.
and I just like the idea. I think that goes back to like the hard work.
Oh yeah.
Like I'd have to wake up early, take care of the animals or whatever, fruit, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then the agriculture, and then after work, it's the same thing, like taking care of it. I think I like to stay busy, and like a farm's going to keep you busy.
Definitely.
Obviously, I can't have like a huge farm where like it takes all my attention.
Yeah.
But something like in the mornings and afternoons, and I think another big reason for that is because like all the kids,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to put them to work,
Right.
and then they're going to learn
Yeah.
hard work. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's another big thing. But also, I feel like I could make some pretty good merch if
Oh,
it's
really?
just Baker's Acres. It just sounds like it
I
has a
would
good
buy
ring to
that.
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Shar, Shar,
Yeah.
my mother-in-law,
Yeah.
to work on the farmers markets in the area.
Oh yeah. She'd be great at
She can
that.
sell her blueberries and
Yeah.
strawberries and pop brownies and. Just kidding. Shar would get herself arrested if I.
That's
did
so
that.
funny. Yeah.
But
you got to have drugs if you're gonna do a cult properly. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think that's a good step. Would you quit your other jobs, or would you be like?
Oh no, it'd be strictly like a hobby.
Farming would be hobby.
Yeah, pretty
okay.
much.
Okay.
And that's what the kids are for too. Like, hey, what are you guys doing today? Hey,
I know what you're doing. Yeah.
You guys don't have to answer.
Yeah.
But I just think it'd be cool. I mean, I know. My in-laws have spoken about like coming and living with us in a couple of years, and then like once they kind of retire and everything, and it's not gonna be, like I said, it won't be like a huge thing. So Shar will hop on a tractor and
yeah, she loves it.
Yeah, go do whatever she needs to do. So I just think it'd be good for the kids.
Did you grow up in a more rural area?
Yeah, I had farmland like all around me growing
Okay.
up. So I grew up in a little town for like most of my life, but then in high school I moved to like a town over, and it was just all farms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and horses
Okay.
and cows and stuff.
So this is kind of going back to your, I don't know if roots is the right word, but like
yeah, no,
to where you grew up in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you never did it yourself, really.
No.
Yeah.
No, I never did any of that
It's
stuff.
just in your bones.
Yeah, it seems fun to me. Like it seems like a good time, and also it feels like kind of like rewarding at the end. Like if you actually grow some good crops and you take care of these animals, like even the chickens create eggs.
Someone's trying to farm right on the other side of this.
If he needs a job in a couple years.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll have to chase her down. But yeah, it's rewarding.
Yeah. I kind of think what you could do, and you can do so many things with it. I mean, it's kind of more so also just business opportunities, whether I want to like have people pay $5 to come pretty much take care of the animals for me, as we call it a petting zoo or something.
Yeah.
But I could grow hops to sell to any of the local breweries.
Oh, that'd be cool. Wow.
Yeah, there's just so many possibilities.
Yeah. So where did you get your like entrepreneurial, eye or whatever?
I have no idea, to be honest. Just like I didn't even have it for most of my for probably the first 5 or 6 years I was in the military. I was like, I think I'll probably just make a career out of this, and then
out of being military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll just retire, at 20 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think one day I was like, I'm tired of the military. Like a lot of the people just are undertrained and don't really know what they're doing, and it just started like making me angry on the inside.
Yeah, that's encouraging for Americans.
Yeah, like I love the military. It did get me in a good place.
Yeah,
it set me up for success. But I think once I took that personal leap forward, I was like, the military's just not doing it for me anymore, which isn't the case for everybody. And the people that stay in aren't necessarily unmotivated. There's most of them are very motivated individuals, but there was just I just saw bigger things elsewhere.
Yeah.
And wanted to pursue that more, so that's what I did.
Why did you? Because you said you're gonna do plumbing possibly. So what made you pick plumbing initially?
That's what I did in the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
Or the military in general is pretty much like your own little, like each base is its own little town.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different story, but. What's funny is they used to have these trainings, or just have these trainings about terrorist groups and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they'd always give the definition, and it's like a group of people who single out another group of people. And after it, all the guys would be like, kind of sounds like the military. That's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
But obviously that's not the case for gay people.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
You were a plumber in the Air Force?
So every base is pretty much like its own little town. You have everything from your lawyers to your plumbers to your aircraft maintenance guys, vehicle maintenance guys, cooks, like FSS people.
What's that? FSS?
Force Support Squadron. So they're like the people in the DFAC. That's a lot of people. A squadron, it contains everything. But, but a lot of them are working in the DFACs, the dining facilities and stuff, like the ones who cook the food and everything.
Okay.
And so it's we have people who run heavy equipment. We were plumbers, but there's also the electricians, structures who build the buildings.
So you're building stuff for the military?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why was your dad a plumber? Why did you pick plumbing when you got in there?
So when I was in high school, when I wasn't playing sports or anything, I worked with a general contractor up in New York, and I just kind of took an interest to construction. So when you join, you pretty much just take like a list of jobs you want to do,
Yeah.
and then the first one that pops up, in my case, because I listed like 15 because I was just ready to get out of there. First one to pop up was a plumber, and I was like, "Yep, I'll take it. Like, let's roll. When do we go?" So he's like, "All right, you leave in like 3 weeks," and I was like, "All right, cool."
Wow.
So I just took the first one. I think the first job I tried to get was structures, because I was working with that contractor. But plumbing actually pays really well on the outside.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I mean, HVAC's probably the highest paid trade job, and then plumbing's the second one.
I just realized this fell, but I think it's hidden anyway.
Said what made me be a plumber,
Yeah.
and then I answered it. So I don't know what you had next.
So that's your fault.
Yeah, that's all I got for you.
How did you meet Kristen?
So Kristen and I actually we knew each other from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like we were way younger.
Like high school or middle school?
I would say middle school, probably like 13 or something.
Wow, that's crazy.
And we just had mutual friends because she was from a town over, and in upstate New York, like, because I took some buddies from the military there, and they're like, why are all your towns like 5 minutes from each other, but nobody knows each other?
Oh, really?
I was like,
That's
they
so
each have like
weird.
their own school pretty much. Like,
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I was like, yeah, you pretty much go over a hill, and there's another little town, and it's its own people and everything, and you go over another hill, and there's another little town, but nobody knows each other.
That's so interesting.
But so she was from a town over.
Okay.
And we had mutual friends, and we hung out a couple times, and then realistically we didn't talk from.
And when you say hung out, you mean like in a group of friends?
Yeah.
Okay. So like you never were like romantically interested that you know of?
I mean, I was.
Right, yeah.
Romantically interested,
But you guys
She was
didn't-
too good for me.
You did express that.
And I dated her friends and stuff. Her.
I'm trying to date her friends.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Just kidding.
No.
Well, I mean, I think I talked about it. I don't know if that came out yet, but I talked about the story of the letter that I wrote.
Oh, so now everybody's eagerly waiting for a response.
Yeah, and so am I.
We are.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hopefully, it just got lost in the mail. That'd be funny because we put all that effort into it, and Shar ruined everything. Anyway,
Like taking a month.
Yeah, at least a month. Wasn't it? I think it was like a full month.
Yeah, probably was a good amount of time.
Anyway, so she never, like, expressed to you that she was interested?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was like little 12-year-old,
Right,
13-year-old
yeah.
stuff. Like, yeah, I like you too. And then we hung out a couple times, and we just never talked again. I was like,
Okay, so you did, like...
Yeah, no, we
Okay.
like, yeah, at some point, yeah, I guess
Okay.
we liked each other.
Yeah.
And then we parted ways.
When did you part ways? Because, like...
We were probably like 4, like it was.
Okay,
like,
so
we
it was
hung out
really-
a couple times
yeah.
in probably like a 6-month period.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I didn't see her again until 4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I came home
Okay,
from
so
my-
you didn't know each other even in high school, really?
No.
Like, you
no,
knew
no.
of each other, obviously.
Yeah, like we
'cause
saw
you-
each other on social media and
Yeah.
stuff.
Wow.
And I threw some likes her ways, but never
Right.
got her attention. But,
Was there a time that you were like, oh, I think that ship has sailed, like, she seems...
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so. Probably when I got somebody pregnant.
Right, that would be a tough one to
That's when
come
I was
back
like, wow,
from.
all those ships just sailed.
Right,
But-
wow. Yeah. Did you think that?
No, not really.
Really?
I was a little preoccupied at that point because I was having a kid.
Right, okay, yeah. That's good. Oh, right, because you were obviously with that woman.
Yeah.
You were dating?
No.
Okay.
So me and my first son's mom ended up, not working out. We separated.
Yeah.
And then I was on, so probably like 6 months to a year later,
Mm-hmm.
I went on my last deployment, and I was single again, so I'm throwing some likes towards Kristen's way.
Yeah.
And she actually messaged me, so she wanted me, obviously.
Right.
She started it. She said she didn't, but obviously if you message somebody, she was pretty blunt about it too, asking if I was still with
Oh, really?
with my son's mom.
That's cool.
So obviously she was interested in me.
Yes.
And that's how I took it. So, yeah. So then I got her number, which it was a little hard to talk at first because I was in Jordan and she was in America, and it was an 8-hour time
Jordan,
difference.
the African country?
Yes, but it's not African.
What is it?
Middle Eastern.
Oh.
It's like near Saudi Arabia and Iraq. It's in the corner there.
I was really confident with that.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
We do deploy to Africa, though.
Thanks.
I've never been there.
Thanks for saving me.
So
You go.
yeah, so we kept talking. I got her digits and stuff, and
But it was hard because you were countries away.
Yeah, I mean, it's an 8-hour time difference. I'm waking up, she's going to bed.
Right.
Well,
wow.
I'm waking up, and she pretty much has like 3 hours left in her day, and then.
So how long did that go on for?
That was like, we kind of reconnected like pretty much right in the beginning, because I think I got there November, and then she probably messaged me like the week of Thanksgiving or the week after asking, and then I remember like Christmas. That's when like we really started like talking all the time. So we had about 6, which it was nice because we had about 6 months to fully reconnect, like just
on
talking,
Yeah.
which most people don't do these
Yeah.
days. Like, so we just kind of got to re-know each other again for 6 months. And
Yeah, that's cool.
they really like they actually decide like, oh, this is actually like, because everybody our age is pretty much on looks right off the bat. Like if you don't find them attractive,
Yes.
you're not going to pursue them.
Especially with the
and
dating
obviously,
apps.
obviously she knew what I looked like,
Yeah.
but now she really got to get to know me before we spent any time together.
Yeah.
In person. So,
Yeah.
it was definitely interesting too, just because you change a lot from the ages of 13, 14 to 23.
For sure.
So, I went from having no kids to having a kid at that time, but
Right.
yeah. So then we stayed in touch every day, pretty much whenever one of us woke up to whenever whoever fell asleep. I mean, we really only got about 4 hours together.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I got back and I flew in. We got back. It was like a 36-hour flight between all the stops and everything. We got back that morning. Me and my buddy had to go to our storage unit, pulled everything out, moved into a new apartment because he only had like a couple months left, so he lived with me for those months.
Okay.
We unpacked this entire storage unit into the house, got all set up in like 6 hours, which was pretty cool because we didn't sleep at all on the flight back because he did. He could sleep anywhere. I couldn't sleep on any of the flights. I was
Really?
terrible about it.
Yeah.
So we knocked that out. And then I had to drive back up to Baltimore, which was like an hour drive, pick Kristen up, and that's when like we met.
Why was she in Baltimore?
She flew into Baltimore
Oh,
from
okay,
Myrtle
okay.
Beach. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was like the first time we saw each other face to face. And you think after talking for 6 months on like FaceTime and everything, it would have been like, oh hey, like what's
Yeah.
up? But it was still weird to actually
No,
see the person
totally.
and like be able to touch them and hug them and whatever.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. She was a goofball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was smiling ear to ear, which was nice, but she was like blushing and
Aw.
all nervous and stuff.
That's cute.
Yeah, so I went in for a kiss right away and it worked, I think. I don't know.
I think it worked.
She didn't swerve it, so.
Yeah. Were you planning like, okay, I'm gonna kiss right away?
I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Really?
It was just kind of one of those moments. Like I hugged her first, and then then we kissed, and that was that. But
I mean, obviously
neither
you
of
guys.
us, neither of us like public affection, so like it was a quick kiss. Like
Okay.
it's not like those people who are making out in the corner of like, the mall that nobody wants to see. But
But I think that's justified after being in Jordan.
yeah.
Jordan?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to defend myself real quick because Chad is in Africa and Jordan is also a name.
Yeah, it is.
That's all I wanted to
Chad.
say.
I didn't know there was a place called Chad.
I'm pretty sure. Now I want to check
don't know.
that.
I think you're making things up.
We'll cut it all out. Don't worry. So you guys obviously like expressed like, oh, I mean, just the fact that you were talking so much, obviously, even if you didn't say like, hey, I like you.
Yeah.
But did you say, hey?
No.
When did you say
I
that?
don't know. Some point during the deployment.
Yeah. Was it like
we're
days?
Like, hey,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was probably like, I want to say it was around like February, maybe end of January. Like, hey, it's like.
It's like a month in?
Yeah, probably a month.
Okay.
Like, a month and a half. Like, hey, is this like an exclusive thing? Like just us?
Okay, yeah,
what's
yeah,
going
yeah.
on here?
Yeah.
And and then here we are.
Obviously, you were pretty exclusive because you didn't have access to anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just a bunch of dudes for the most part.
Yeah.
I had my tent mate. We'd have shared bunks, so that was cool.
Really?
Well, so the bunks are like next to each other, and
Okay.
but there's 8 bunks per tent, and
I've seen MASH.
yeah.
Is it like that?
Yeah, same exact thing, pretty much.
Cool.
They didn't sing as much as we did, though.
Sing?
Yeah, we broke out in musicals all the time.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
What was your go-to?
No, we didn't break out. But yeah. Good times.
Did you ever watch MASH?
No.
Was that an influence?
No, I did not watch MASH. I know it's the longest running TV show of all time.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the best rated, I think, the finale.
Yeah, well,
that-
like the highest rate.
Yeah, and I don't think it would be broken because no one watches TV as much as they did back then. Boring, but so after, I think I want to back up a little bit, and let me know if this is off limits. But after you were after you were single, were you at any point like, how am I gonna find love again?
No, I mean, I went into it pretty excited just because, like I said in the beginning, like we had a kid when we were just kids.
Yeah, right.
And we gave it the whole college try, and
Yeah.
that didn't work out.
Yeah. So you're like, I'm just kind of like as a new person, I get to be.
I was more mature by the time
Right.
like, I got my second chance or whatever.
Right.
So I knew kind of what I wanted, like showed me what I wanted in a person. And,
Oh, that's cool.
Somehow Kristen tricked me into it. So.
Did you ever at any point be like, I'm gonna probably be single for a while just to, get my feet back under me, or you just
yeah,
like?
I actually was planning on being single until I was like 30, 40.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But that didn't work.
Kristen ruined it.
Yeah, she did ruin it. 100% ruined my plans.
Were there conversations about, because she had a kid at the time as well?
Yep.
And you had one.
Yep. I think that kind of drew us to each other.
Really?
A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah. We automatically know we each can handle a kid.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Right. Oh yeah. Like,
And their names rhyme.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jaden and Brayden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
That was kind of embarrassing at first, though. Like,
Really?
their names like Brayden and Jaden, because nobody knows like it's not our kids together.
Yeah, but
So they're like, wow,
does that make it more fun?
They named their kids like the same thing.
I think that's cute.
I mean, yeah, it makes it easier to yell at them both at the
Right.
same time. Because then we just yell at Aiden.
But Jaden.
I just yell Aiden.
Oh,
Because
Aiden.
the same.
There you go. You need your next kid that you adopt or something, because you can't do it anymore. It should be Aiden.
Hayden.
Yeah.
Anything. But
Uh,
I would adopt a kid.
really?
I don't know if Kristen would. I think she would. Yeah, I think it'd be
She
cool
just
to
didn't
adopt.
want to go through
I don't think.
birth
Yeah, I
again.
don't think she could. Her body.
Really?
Yeah. Took a toll on the last two.
Yeah. That happened with Kim Kardashian too. That's why she got surrogate. So.
Mhm. Kristen's my Kim K.
I knew there was something there. I didn't know what it was, and I'm glad you found it.
Yeah, she's my Kim K. I'm her Ray J.
Wow, you Ray J on Kanye?
Kind of just crazy.
Ray J's cool?
Nobody even knows Ray J anymore.
I guess
but,
not.
Yeah. I guess I could be her Pete Davidson.
Do you want to be hit? I don't think she
I
has a
like Pete
good
Davidson.
options. I like
Yeah.
Pete Davidson. Yeah, I guess he's the best choice. He's on SNL.
He seems like he just goes with the flow and everything.
Yeah, and he could
Break
get
down.
whoever he wants.
He can get it. I don't know how, but he does.
I mean, people say he's just because he's so chill or whatever, and that's cool, but I don't know. There's definitely some secret sauce going on. I don't know about.
Well, he's funny. I think that helps.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I'm funny, and I'm not getting anything going on. You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
Not as funny as him though.
You're focusing on the wrong group, maybe.
Maybe. You grew so much, obviously, since 13, 14, but the essence of who you were remained, I would think, because you guys still liked each other. Is this making sense? So, is there...
That's something from back in the day that kind of kept us attached?
I don't know what I'm even trying to say, I guess, but is there something, do you think, in people, like, for lack of a better term, like a vibe check that you could have with someone that you don't even really know that well yet? I mean, they don't even know themselves, like at 13, 14. I don't know.
I think it's too hard because...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You
Because
don't
most
think?
people change like drastically.
Right.
You would hope. If they didn't change drastically from that age, I think that's a bad sign.
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, I want to believe that there's like, below all the like, for me as like a doughy kind of kid, like there was still, I was in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, no, there's still things.
I don't
There's
know.
still definitely still things. I mean, but
Is there anything from that time that you remember and you, like, thought about it when you guys talked again?
No. To be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not joking when, like, I tell you I can't remember things from, like, last week. My memory's shot for some reason.
There's got to be, like, oh, she was funny, she wasn't affectionate, stuff like that.
You know what is funny? She's not affectionate. I do not remember that from when we were younger.
Okay. She was affectionate, or you just don't
held my
remember?
hand. I remember holding hands.
Oh,
so.
It doesn't sound like her.
No.
So I guess we do change.
I can't get her to hold my hands. No, so yeah, she changed. Now she won't hold my hand.
For reals?
No, she'll hold my hand.
Okay.
I have to force it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I remember Char, my Myrtle mom, and your real in-law, she said how when you guys first were dating, you were more affectionate, and she was like, okay.
Yeah. I had to reteach her how to hug and stuff. So.
Was that hard for you? Do you know, like, your love languages and stuff?
Oh, I'm super, like, affectionate. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, no.
So
physical touch is my love language, definitely. And
that would be really hard for me, I feel like, if I found someone that, like, we loved each other, but she wasn't affectionate like that. Because I'm more like you, I think.
Yeah. She's definitely more affectionate than in the beginning. Like, she's come around, but
oh, that's good.
I also know her love language, so it's okay. Like,
yeah.
She likes to, like, do things for people. That's like that's how she shows her love, is doing things, and she's very good at that. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna fall on us or what. But that'd
like
be cool.
Wallpaper is gonna fall on us. A ghost or yeah.
Yeah, no, Kristen's affectionate, and, like, when she's ready, like, when she's good and ready, but, like, I just can't, like, force it.
Yeah, definitely can't.
But I'm over there, like, I hug my kids all the time. I'll hug her all the time. I don't know. That's just what I do.
Yeah, that's good. How did you know that you wanted to pursue her so hard when she, like, came on to you by DMing you?
Oh, she looked good. She 100% looked good, so I was like, yeah, let's go for it.
You'll at least hear her out since she's, she looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But realistically, that's all I had because it was going through social media.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to her.
Yeah.
But I also feel like an idiot because earlier I was like, yeah, everybody bases it off looks. So I don't know. Even if she wasn't good looking, I still would have messaged her back because I don't just leave people on red.
That's
stuff,
nice of you.
So
yeah.
I just don't think it would have.
Yeah.
On anywhere. I don't know. It might sound shallow, but who knows?
I don't think so.
The more you talk to somebody, the more you get to know somebody to figure it out.
Yeah.
So, I just wasn't that. I just don't know how I would have reacted because that wasn't the case.
Right. Yeah. She's lucky. She looks good.
Yeah, she is. She's very lucky.
Would you want to be more attractive than you are now?
I need to get hit in the gym, if that's what you're saying.
No.
Fluffy.
No, I like fluffy. That's one of our usual questions. I don't know if I did this one. But because that would, like, change your whole life if you were, like, more not the stuff that you can change, like your bone structure, or, like,
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I think I'm a pretty good looking dude.
Yeah, I think so. Your teeth are really white.
I've heard that before, but I need to get them straightened out. I did Invisalign for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not giving them a shout out. But
I'll edit that out.
Yeah, no, I need to. But it's also my fault because I stopped wearing my retainer after, like, I completed it all.
Right.
But it didn't get, like, it completely fixed, but it fixed them pretty good. And they have this UV thing I use a little bit, but. Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you do anything? You use
I brush twice a day.
Really?
Yeah, I floss like once every 2-3 weeks.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so.
But
I don't know.
There's definitely God-given stuff there.
Which is surprising because I drink a lot of coffee and stuff. I know they say coffee.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Coffee and, like, cigarettes, like, will turn your teeth yellow pretty quick. I don't smoke cigarettes.
Right.
But I drink a lot of coffee.
You do drink a lot of coffee, you said?
Drink a lot
of coffee. Okay. Yeah, that's surprising.
Not a bunch, but like 2 cups a day.
That's a bunch.
That's a good
I think so.
Yeah.
But that's, like, normal for an adult. But, like, in general, I think that's a lot.
It is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
But it doesn't matter because your teeth are fine. Are there any other long-term effects to, like, drinking coffee? Like bad?
I don't think coffee's necessarily bad.
I guess sugar in there
I think
would
straight
be bad.
coffee's fine, yeah, black
Yeah.
coffee, but once you add the sugars and
Yeah.
the creamers, which I only do creamer.
Oh, really?
Because I use
That's
the
good.
sweet cream creamer, and it's sweet
Mhm.
enough without the sugars. I'm
Right.
like, oh, I'll cut it back on the sugar a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though there's a bunch of sugar in the creamer, but
Yeah.
small things.
Yeah. So how long did you date before you got married? Oh, no, we didn't get that one. You said you talked for 6 months before you met in person, and
We got married 4 months later.
wow, so not even a
Yeah.
year of like talking again. 6
Yeah,
and 4 is
September.
10.
September of 21, we got married.
Wow.
21. Yeah, because we just had our 3-year anniversary.
Wow, 21? No.
2020.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 2020.
Still, but that was during the pandemic. Was that make it harder or more fun or anything?
Was there? We got married in 2019 then.
Oh my god.
19 to 20. 2021. 2022. 22. Yeah, so 19.
Okay.
We got married September 21st, 2019.
Oh, okay.
So.
That's like the thing I did with Jordan. You mixed up the numbers. I mixed up the names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's
I
easy.
understand. It's easy
Yeah,
to do.
common mistake.
What made you know so quickly that she was the one?
Oh man. I mean, I would say just like the pure like joy and stuff of being with her.
Yeah.
And she still lived down here, and I was still living in Virginia.
Okay.
And like being away from each other just wasn't what. it
How
just
long?
didn't
How
feel like.
long of a drive or whatever would
Well, it's
that
like
be?
6 hours.
Yeah,
6 and a half.
yeah.
But yeah, no, just like not being able to wake up together and go to bed
Mhm.
together and stuff just didn't feel great.
Yeah.
But just yeah, like I'd mainly just say that feeling like being with the person.
Yeah.
Is kind of what drove me to marry her. Like, yeah, she's great. Like, she's funny.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
Uh-huh.
She's caring and loving.
Yeah.
And she's a great mother, and she's a
Mhm.
great wife, and she probably mothers me just as much as she mothers the kids. She's making my lunches, doing my laundry, and
Yeah.
everything. But that didn't start till after we got married.
Right.
Because we didn't really live together before then. We stayed together for long periods of time and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would just say like the pure happiness and joy that
Yeah.
I had when I was with her. And
Yeah.
The time together, and how we enjoyed it, and our jokes and
Yeah.
all that stuff, and it didn't like dwindle away. Like eventually, I feel like most of the time, if you date somebody long enough, this stuff will dwindle away. And
Yeah.
that's how you kind of know. And it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I do.
That's awesome. Were you nervous about meeting her kid, and were you nervous about her meeting your kid?
No, I don't. I want to say so. Jaden actually got to know me pretty well over the FaceTimes and stuff.
Oh,
just 'cause,
really?
like, we were FaceTiming all
Yeah.
the time. So
That's a
eventually
good-
she caught on.
Yeah, introduction.
Which ended up being good. I could, but you know, it wasn't like immediate. Like the next day, she's like, "Hey, Jaden, come talk to Billy." 'Cause
Right, yeah.
obviously, like you don't want to introduce a kid to somebody that
Yeah.
might not be around.
Yeah, yeah,
So so she got to know me as Billy, and then turned to Belly.
Belly?
Yeah,
Bellie?
Yeah, she would start calling me Belly, and then.
Belly.
But she was also like 2.5 probably then. So, but then once we started hanging out in like person again,
Yeah.
and my son was around calling me Dad, it probably confused her a little bit because like she
Oh,
was
yeah.
somebody else calling me Dad. And she's like, oh, maybe that's his name.
Right.
So which didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
And then with Braden and Kristen, the first time they technically ever met was somehow Kristen meant to FaceTime me. This when we like first started talking, and my mom found out or whatever. Like I told my mom, like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm talking to so and so, and for some reason my mom texted her and me in like a group chat or something. She's like, oh, it's nice to meet you. I was like, Mom, don't do this. That's weird. You can just meet her when I'm home, like everyone else. And so somehow Kristen accidentally like FaceTimed my mom's number instead of mine,
Oh,
and then
no.
Braden answered it.
That's so funny.
And he's like, hi, who are you? And she's like, boo. She hung up. She didn't know what to do. So that's technically the first time they met. But
So well.
there's the pros and cons and stuff. I mean, he knows it's not his real mom, which
Yeah.
is like he's with his real mom all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but everything, yeah, went well for the most part.
That's good. Oh, what was the story about you sending Shar flowers?
Oh yeah. I think she just got a hysterectomy or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I had to be honest, I didn't know what that was until like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So all I knew was that like Shar was in the hospital.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll send her some flowers.
Yeah.
So I sent her some flowers and said from Billy, and she's like, who's Billy?
Because you guys just started dating.
Yeah, it was probably like, to be honest, that might have been before we actually made it official.
Really?
That was probably like December time frame, maybe early January.
Yeah.
So,
oh wow, that is really early.
Yeah, so I sent her mom some flowers, and then she had to tell her about me.
Yeah.
It was all part of my plan.
Was it?
Kind of.
That's
But
cool.
her mom already knew me, kind of.
Yeah.
Because from when we were younger, she said I met them before when I was like 13 or 14, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
I don't remember that.
I think
That's
she's
cool.
lying.
You think?
Yeah, Shar.
It's classic Shar.
Yeah, Shar lying.
So was it easy to transition to Jaden's father?
Yeah, and I actually think about that pretty often. Because,
Really?
like, now, like, she's official, like, I officially adopted
Yeah.
and everything, so, like, yeah, I'm her dad, but, like, it, actually, I don't think about it that often, but I think about, like, sometimes I'm like, well, it's weird, like, I forget, like, she's my adopted daughter. Like, I forget, like, she's not my blood daughter.
Right.
So.
That's really cool. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's kind of just, like, natural, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. But it's also probably because I've been with her since she was 2.5.
Right, and she's six now.
Yep. Maybe.
I think so. Oh, how are you so chill? You don't seem like a guy with 4 kids and 2 jobs.
No. Marijuana.
Really?
No, I'm 100%.
The pot brownies.
I haven't done drugs in a.
Oh, you
ever.
can't because of the
military.
The military.
So,
Wink.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely actually a lot more uptight than I used to be, which I feel like I feel bad personally about.
Huh.
And also, life just comes at you fast sometimes.
Yeah.
And you get tied up in things, but, and I get caught up in work a lot, which I try to leave at work, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah, that's tough.
But for the most part, no, I think I'm pretty relaxed and everything. I just go with the flow because in the end of the day, there's really like nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Like it just is what it is.
Yeah.
And you got to go with it. You got to trust God's plan, which I know is hard for a lot of people most of the time because you never know the next thing, but He does. And that's kind of how I've always lived my life. Like I used to be real chill. Like I didn't care about anything, which is bad. Like it was too chill.
Right. There is a point that it's too chill.
No, I try not to get myself worked up about the future or anything because it's all gonna work itself out.
Yeah.
So.
How do you keep that though in the face of you're getting like 30 calls a day and stuff like?
No, because I mean it's only a 5-minute call out of a
really
24-hour day.
So you just keep that perspective, and it's not hard to.
Because in the end of the day, I know like those the calls and stuff don't stress me out at all because I know in the end of the day I'll get it fixed. Like it's gonna be all right.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like I just killed somebody. Like and I have to run.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Well, I guess I wonder. So the military, do you think, helped you with that? Because I could get caught up in stuff.
So my big thing too, and this is actually a conversation I did have with Chris the first time I ever met him, was sink or swim.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you gonna do? You're just gonna let this chain and anchor pull you to the bottom of the ocean and die?
Yeah.
Or you're gonna learn to swim.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do what you gotta do to stay. I mean, you might get dragged under a couple times and think you're gonna die, but you pop back up, you get that breath in, and you keep rolling. And then eventually it gets to the point where you just know how to swim and your breath's always above water.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't feel like that all the time. Like I said, you get pulled down once in a while.
Right.
The wave will hit you. But
yeah. Because I think I let myself do that too much where I lose the perspective of, hey, I could be getting shot at or something, and I didn't kill anyone, and I have good intentions and stuff like that. So that's awesome that you could do that so readily.
I think if you're like a genuinely good person, you care for other people, you do want the best for other people and yourself, you don't I think a lot of people, especially nowadays with, there's a mental health crisis, but
Yeah.
A lot of people just undercut themselves. They cut themselves short. Like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. Why can't you? Like, if somebody else can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you do have to put a lot of work in,
Yeah.
and you don't want to, but you can do it. Like, you can pretty much do whatever you put your mind to. Like,
Right.
like your parents tell you growing up, you
Yeah.
can do whatever you put your mind to.
Yeah.
You can. Like, you really
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
But I don't know, somewhere along the way, like, in the last, I mean, I'm sure mental health has been an issue for a long, long time, but it just kind of came open in the last
Right.
10, 15 years.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, people, like, lost that drive or that little voice in the back of their head that it's not a bad thing to tell yourself you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, and somewhere along the line, I think people lost that.
Yeah.
So I try to keep it there. Like, hey, this isn't gonna be the end of me. Like, it's one little thing. Let's get it taken care of. And guess what? Next time it happens, gonna take care of 2 times faster. Because I know what to do now.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
And I think that's kind of amazing. That helps me too. There's a few things I know. I mean, just things I tell myself.
What are the few things that you tell yourself? Did you just say them all? Or did you?
No,
okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, somebody else can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Not that there's, I mean, I might not do it as good as that other person, but I'll get it done. So.
Where did you get that confidence?
That might have been from the military and that, like, bad leadership and stuff I told you about.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
That guy did that. He's an idiot. Like,
right.
I can definitely do it.
Oh, that's cool. Interesting.
I was just trying to be a little nicer about it when I was explaining it, but yeah.
Wow.
And it's just like a baby, like Lucas, he ain't doing anything right now, but in 3 months he's gonna be moving around the floor, and then 6 months he's gonna be running around, and in a year he's gonna be tackling Noah. And so like it just one day it hits, and like you're doing it, and then you're like, wow, I forgot. Like in the beginning when I felt really down about it, like I didn't think I'd ever be here, and here I am. And that's how I feel now. Like before I joined the military, I never thought I would be in Myrtle Beach and owning a dump truck business of all things. And working for a pool company and helping run that business. Yeah. But it's all good stuff. I mean.
So how did you hop from, I know this is kind of backtracking, how did you hop from plumbing to doing pools? Is that like a similar kind of deal?
No, there's a lot of like project management in the military, like with the plumbing, and as you make rank and everything, you start to take more troops under you and everything. So I got out of active duty as a staff sergeant, which isn't like a super high rank or anything, and it's actually relatively easy to get there. But once you hit that rank, you start to have people underneath you, and you start managing the projects more than just being like the laborer.
Okay.
And I think it was that kind of got me into the pools, because I got hired on originally as a project manager.
Oh, okay.
And then I also think it kind of helps because when like people are like just complaining and not wanting to wait for a pool, which just might sound bad, like their complaints don't matter. Like yes, most of them matter, but sometimes they just need to like tell you about like how bad it's going.
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm like okay, and
yeah,
just listen. Like you can just take it and then move on with your day.
Yeah.
Some people would take it to, like a lot of people would take it to heart. Like
yeah.
What do you mean it's going terrible? No, I'm like okay, all right, well. Okay, well, at the end of the day, like, you're going to have a great pool. Yeah. So, I'll see you later. Yeah. Like, it's better than my pool. Right. Like, oh, you have a pool? No. That's go.
Yeah. But, yeah. I'm just so impressed that you could, like, let that just, like, wash off you so easily, and then you're, like, dry immediately. Like, does that make sense? Yeah. Because I would just, like, stay wet, I feel like, for a while.
Yeah. Like let it soak in.
Yeah, like I need to just dry it off immediately. Like I don't know. I'm like, it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn or something, but like I feel like I'm too empathetic with people sometimes, and then like I feel their feelings, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just too.
No, I mean, it's like empathy is a good trait to have in any position, pretty much.
Yeah. Not for project manager.
I mean, no, it is, because, like, when it's a real problem, like, you need to be like, oh, well, like, what if this was my project, and this is how it's going on? Like, you need to be aware of the situation, and how are you going to fix it? But that kind of goes back to, like, all right, we have a problem on hand, and we got to get it taken care of. Yeah. But, like, those people want it done right then and there, and that's, that's the stuff that gets, like, to the point where I'm like, well, it's not gonna happen right now. Like it's
Yeah.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
Like all my guys
Yeah.
are gone. Like
Yeah.
everywhere's closed. I can't do that for you right now.
Yeah.
But give me a couple days and we'll get taken care of. And usually by the next week they're happy again.
Right.
So
Yeah. You kind of see the
long term.
Yeah, the long term of it. That's cool. Where did you get being funny from?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't like to say I'm funny.
Right.
I feel like I'm tooting my own horn.
Right. I'm saying you're funny, so how did you do that? It's a Pete Davidson in you?
I actually have, that's a Pete Davidson. I think I have a similar sense of humor to my dad.
Yeah.
But I've been told like I'm pretty quick-witted.
Yeah, you are.
And I think that's more like, I don't know. I think that's what makes things funnier because like most of the time, like I could say something, but if the timing's wrong, like, everyone's gonna be like, "Shut up!" So like timing's got to be impeccable.
Yeah.
So that's what I go for. But I have had a lot of people tell me like I'm funny and they're like, "Oh, you should go do a comedy show or something." I'm like, I can't do it. Like,
why not?
Because I don't think I could write. Like, I don't think I could write skits and stuff.
Right, but
I think it needs to be like in the moment.
Right, so you'd be good at improv.
Yeah, maybe. But I think the biggest problem is like, I like to make fun of people. So
yeah,
I can make fun of myself all day.
Yeah,
that's one. I think that's a good trait I do have. Is
yeah,
like, I can dish it out and I can take it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean I like making fun of myself because at the end of the day, like, it's not gonna hurt my feelings,
right.
Especially if everyone's like, "Yeah, you are fat" or something. I'm like. That might hurt my feeling a little bit. But no, like.
But that fits with the rest of your work personality too. It's like it just kind of washes off you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
How do you think you?
I don't know. I feel like somebody can't become funny though. Like, cause you're like, how'd you become funny? I don't know. Like,
you just have it or you don't.
Exactly. That might be like a God-given gift. Like people can be funny. You can't really learn it.
Yeah.
You could I'm sure there is a book out there on like how to be funny for dummies or something.
Yeah,
or, like,
yeah.
Comedians like. It's like can be funny, but
well, there is like technical, like, you could dissect a joke of why things are funny sometimes, but especially timing is not teachable almost. Like you really have to work at it, or either just have it. Do you think like?
It has to be the right situation, right route.
Yeah.
Or like your delivery has to be really good, like Kevin Hart.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people find him funny.
Yeah.
Because like his movements and stuff, or like when people like back in the Jim Carrey days, everybody loved him because his face is.
He's so good. Yeah.
So like there is other ways to be funny about it, but that's
for sure.
That's stuff like you can learn kind of. Like Jim Carrey probably learned like, hey, I can contort my face.
Right. Yeah.
To do these things, and people like it, and he took full advantage of that. Kevin Hart's like, yeah, people like me because I'm short and I do these movements and I do these and I do these yells and like I yell at certain points and people find that funny.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper into this because I find it so interesting. Because for me, I feel like I was a only child, so I had all this time to like think about things, and that's why I think I fostered like funniness and stuff like that. Where did that? Do you have like a similar? What is it called? Not hero's journey, but like the. What's it called in superhero movies?
Oh.
Like the first first
like when
movie.
They find themselves.
Yeah.
Whatever, the.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Origin story is what I was looking for. Yeah. So in your funny origin story, that's when you find out you're a whore in your origin story.
Yeah. I don't found that.
That's good that you didn't find that.
Yeah,
Not that whores are being bad. In your funny origin story, do you think there was something? Do you know that there was something that made you at least like find it cool to be funny or something like that? No?
No, like I'm just trying to think.
I know you have a bad memory, so it's kind of an unfair question. I do have a terrible
memory, but I don't know. I'd probably say like. I mean, it was probably like around high school. I found out like funniness was one of my traits.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's late.
Well, because I'm more talkative now than if you ever I'm sure if you could go back to my hometown and be like, hey, do you know Billy Baker? And they might, mostly because my name, because I like Billy Baker.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I did hang out with like all the sports guys and stuff, so like everybody knew each other, and it was a small town. But
yeah,
like, at the same time, if you asked them about me, they might have forgotten about me by now, or yeah, you know, like I didn't say I was a very quiet kid because I lacked the confidence and everything.
Yeah, me too.
So, but then like once I got to go know people,
yeah,
it was a good time. Like,
yeah.
Then that's when I would open up. So it really didn't pop up until like 8th to 9th grade.
Yeah.
And that's when I think people started realizing I was funny, and I realized I was funny. I was
yeah.
like, oh, these guys laugh. Like, but it wasn't. But I like it because it wasn't like yeah, I said like I like to make fun of other people. But it wasn't like in a bullying. Like I'm only gonna make fun of like my boys or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because like they know I'm not serious, and they know I'll do it to myself.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So, I think I kind of took that and ran with it.
Yeah.
And they liked it.
So you never thought about improv or like going to open mic or anything?
Absolutely. No? My creative level's like real low. Like
really? Wow.
Yeah, if there's a challenge on something, like draw a picture, I'm over there drawing
like
Jack or something.
Whatever.
Jack, or Fibbage.
Yeah.
Whatever that's called.
Jackbox games.
Jackbox. Yeah, I'm not creative enough for that. Like I can't sit and write a book or anything.
Well, you're writing a book right now, like through
life.
Yeah, through life, but like in this podcast even, like you told stories and stuff. I don't think that's necessarily creative. I don't know. I guess it is, but maybe you're just not giving yourself enough credit because you are funny, like quick-witted and stuff. So you do have something in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's something brewing.
Yeah. But maybe you just need to go to the bathroom.
I don't think I could go on like a stage and find it. Like it's just something that pops up when the time's right.
But that's what improv is you find yourself in these, scenarios, and then you find the funny.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I could picture a little bit like you're standing up there, you got nothing. I mean, you have to have something.
Right.
Idea, but...
You'll find it. In another life.
Yeah.
Maybe your kids will go into it.
It's not very PG-13. It's more of a rated R skit, but when I was deployed, it's a bad one. I don't know if it's someone else family friendly. Okay. But so what I called it was I wish it wasn't gay to be gay. And usually the guys find it a lot funnier than the girls. Kristen's like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But
you'll have to show me that later.
I won't go into the details about that right now because that will get way off track. And
could you show it to me later?
Yeah, I can let you.
Okay.
I can give you the runaround on it. And you know what's funny is I actually sent it to. I was going through Facebook or something, and there's another podcast, and it was like right along the lines of that. And I sent it to my buddy that I was deployed with. I was like, "This is exactly what I would have."
Really?
This is pretty much like right along the lines of what I was talking about. She's like, "Yo, dude, that is like they must have been listening to us or something."
That's awesome.
I was like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Oh well, people probably would have enjoyed that actually."
Dang it! Another time. How much time have we done already?
Quick hour and a half.
I know.
Joe Rogan got nothing on him.
Well, I think the real juice is the second hour is when you like really understand each other and you like start to really get into it. So these are like more the fun, like you could do more shorter answers, obviously. So what lesson did you learn too late?
Probably being chill all the time isn't the best route.
Okay, yeah.
And a little late.
That's a good one.
I mean, I do regret a little bit, like not trying harder in sports and trying to better myself as a person back then. Like,
yeah.
So, but I found it eventually while I was still young. So
yeah.
A young adult, which is probably the best.
It all came to this moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
it's all God's plan again. What was the last thing you changed your mind about?
Last thing I changed my mind about. Like really changed my mind about? Like a big decision?
It doesn't have to be. It could be.
I mean, because I changed my mind on like what I'm gonna eat every day. But
right. Yeah. That's.
I would say a big decision is probably like getting out of the military and moving.
You're out of the military?
Well, I'm in the reserves. That was the quickest way out, or else I would have I think I would have been on active duty until next year still.
Okay.
So
you're just allowed to do that?
Yeah, there's a process and you got to get approved and everything, but I did. It took about 6 months. Actually, I think it took about 4 months. But I was like, the deal is like you just finish your contract out as the reserves, and then they add a couple months or
Okay.
a couple years depending on where you're at in your contract. And yeah, no, one day just I was like, I want to do it. Of course, like, if that's really what you want to do, so I talked to the recruiter on base, and then 4 months later I was out, and I was like, this is awesome.
So your reserves is you have to do something every month or something?
A weekend out of the month.
Yeah.
And then there's a 4-day weekend out of 4-day weekend out of the year, and then 2 weeks out of the year.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to Iowa this year.
Oh, cool.
To build a school or something, or school maintenance, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that does sound cool.
Last year I went to Guatemala.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
What did you do there?
We built a school and a hospital.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you were doing plumbing there, obviously? Or you were managing?
We did a little bit of plumbing. No, there was like a lot of manual labor for everyone. So there was like an active duty squadron there.
Yeah.
Of like 20 guys. And then we were just doing rotations of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But we were laying a lot of block and like doing the actual building. Because the squadron I'm in now is not a normal sea squadron. It's a Red Horse squadron. So we actually travel around and like build up the bases.
Yeah.
We'll restart the bases, but like they're the first ones on the ground that aren't, like combat people that will build up the bases and stuff.
Okay. Interesting. This is one that I thought of today that I wrote down, and that's why I looked at my phone. Why Billy?
Like, why is my name Billy?
Yeah.
I don't know. My dad's Bill.
So you just had to be Billy?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know how they got it either. Out of William.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, but you could have went by William, Willie.
Yeah.
Why Billy?
I bet my dad was Bill and I was Billy. And that's how it worked.
Okay.
Which I guess is a good question. I never thought of it, but Billy. But my dad's Billy to like all his buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like when you started. But then one day, like, all of a sudden people are like Bill, and I'm like, that's weird.
Oh, people called you Bill?
Yeah. Now that I'm older, people call me Bill. Like,
yeah.
Even my buddies that used to call me Billy, like, when I go back home to New York, it's like, yo, what's up, Bill? I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Have you ever had someone... I've introduced myself as Tommy, and they say, oh, okay, Tom. And they...
They automatically assume it's okay to call you Tom.
I just said my name. Yeah. Why would you change it? Because I hate Tom. Yeah. Yeah, that would be really funny. I'd be like, I understand the brevity of Tom, but if you go full Thomas on me, I'm like, I just would, quit. Speaking of this, did you have a favorite nickname you had growing up, or have now?
No, I never really had a nickname. Well, so Pop Warner football is pretty mean at, and I actually got the kid name Billy Baker, touchdown maker.
Oh.
Yeah, that was back in my QB days.
You were QB?
For a little while until like 9th grade, and then I sucked.
Oh.
But that's also because that's when I started to like not care as much about things.
Right.
So that was my own fault. But I do remember I was in like 6th or 7th grade, and my mom called to order some pizzas from Tony's, and she's like, they take your name. She's like, oh, Baker. And he's like, oh, Baker, the touchdown maker?
What?
I was like, oh, my gosh, I'm a local celebrity.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, the pizza guy knows me. But I was only like 12 years old.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird now that I think about
it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Did you get your free pizza at least? Or anything?
No.
Breadsticks?
That would have been
Nothing?
way cooler.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
But then I would have lost all my scholarships. Can't get free stuff. So.
That's so true. There's something else. Oh, but now you vicariously live through Retro Bowl.
Yes, through your phone.
Through my phone, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would have made you a quarterback if I knew you were a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, so then once I got up to varsity and stuff, I was more just... We only had 16 guys on our team.
What?
Our defensive, our nose tackle...
Yeah.
Was like a 90-pound ninth grader
way.
That just got tossed. Well, he could get back there though, because all the guys are so big.
Right,
he would be able to slip through and grab a leg
mouse.
quick. But no, we were awful because as soon as I think 2 people got injured, it put us below our minimum amount allowed.
Yeah.
So we'd automatically forfeit the game, but we'd still play the game.
No way.
Yeah, it sucked. There was nobody.
How do you play with 9 people? Did you borrow 2 from the other team?
It was 13 people, but they were playing both sides of the ball. Everybody's dead.
Oh, I see. Okay.
These other teams got 30 people, and we're like...
Yeah.
We were awful.
That's tiring. Whew.
Yeah. No, nobody wanted to play football where I was from. I came from a really rich town.
Oh, really?
Rich pansies.
Huh.
Yeah.
If you were an inanimate object, would you rather be trash or a trash can?
Trash can.
Why?
Because then I could stick around. Like, trash goes away. It's there for the week, and then the trash man picks it up, and there
You like to travel.
I do like to travel. Trash can travels, though. Sometimes it goes from the back of the house to the front of the house.
Yeah.
But that's not very far.
No.
Eventually it turns into trash, though. One day, you don't even realize you get a new trash can.
That's sad. But it's hard to throw away a trash can because it
then you
looks
get to travel. You finally get to.
Yeah.
That's almost like
get recycled.
No, that's almost like dying, going to heaven for a trash can. Like you finally made it to the dump.
It's like the retirement home. Yeah.
No.
I guess heaven probably. Okay. We could dive. I could dive deeper into that,
You
but
could.
we have
You really could.
we have a cookout to get to. You have clams, you said?
Yeah, I bought some clams.
Mussels.
No clams.
Sorry.
No mussels. There's a difference.
I don't even know. What kind of sheets did you have when you were a kid?
I actually half the time I slept without sheets.
For real?
Yeah.
You're one of those?
I was a bum. Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't necessarily because I didn't like the sheets. It was just because I was too lazy to make my own bed. I'm telling you, I was a lazy ass kid.
I would love to. This is another one I feel like we could spend 5 minutes on, but I feel like you don't have a good answer for this because it's a hard one to answer. Do you remember choosing your walk?
Choosing my walk?
The way you walk?
No, but I'm happy. I'm assuming you like think about it sometimes, like when you're walking.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm walking like an idiot, right?
Yeah.
Like what's going on? So, no, I don't remember choosing my walk. But it is something that I always thought about. Like it's not like I went years without thinking about it. Like once you hit that age where like you're aware of like other people looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's keep the feet pointed like pretty good, but not like
right.
Point towards each other.
Yeah.
Perfectly straight.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So you did think about that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Especially because my best friend, he was always late to school, and we all ripped on him for it. But he would show up late to class. He'd be like the last one in there, and he wasn't good in front of big groups. So you walk in front of a classroom with 30 kids in it. He would put on this walk that like we called it his like gangster walk.
Yeah.
Because like he had this like little tilt to him.
Yeah.
And he'd like walk in like, yeah, I just came in late, I don't care.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just rip on him. So it's funny how like just what a walk does.
I know.
But
there was a kid in high school. It might have even been 6th grade when I started like noticing this, but his feet would go out like this. Scott Wilden, if you're watching, and I thought he was like the coolest to me, and so I tried to do that more. And so I'm sure my hips are more out because of him. So thanks, Scott.
If you end up having long-term like problems, you should probably sue him.
Yeah, you think you could?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott, why are you so cool? In the case of Tommy versus Scott. Yeah. Was your walk so nice?
I just thought about how the trash can and the dump, and you have a dump truck. There's something there, but we don't have the time for it. What's the greatest lesson you've learned in the military?
Oh.
Hard work.
I mean, there's a lot of traits: camaraderie, hard work,
Mm-hmm.
motivation. Like, I became a lot more motivated for everything. Like, I never really worked out or hit the gym before, but the military makes you take care of your physical fitness to an extent.
Yeah.
I also surrounded myself with guys who like take care of themselves, so I started to get in the gym more. So
Yeah.
that was nice. I mean, I would say the motivation, like the hard work and camaraderie.
Yeah.
Like working as a team.
Yeah, that's.
And that's actually one thing that kind of sticks with me now. Like, I just hate people who aren't team players.
Yeah.
Which I think most people do, because if they're not doing their job, like somebody's gonna pick up the slack.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And I hate when people have to pick up slack. Everybody's got their job.
Right.
If you do it right, we're gonna get out in a timely manner. We're gonna have a great product and.
Right. That's also the cult in you too, I think.
Yes, it is. It's 100%.
Everyone do your job, and we're all happy.
Yes, and I won't kill anyone off. Yeah, I don't have enough bodies in the cult to kill anyone off yet.
Not yet. We'll work on it. Do you believe in coincidence, or is everything connected?
No, it's gotta be connected one way or another.
Yeah.
Like, if you say like, "Oh, everything happens for a reason," like, yeah, that's the answer right there. Like, it's gotta be connected. Everything
Right.
happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Now, I guess there's probably some coincidences here and there, like a glitch in the matrix
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
We're like, "Oh, that's weird. That probably wasn't supposed to happen."
Right.
But
Yeah.
for the most part,
I think
no,
that's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the last time you peed or pooed your pants?
Like a shark, or just
Any pee or poo in touching your underwear? I would say.
well, that could like be a skid mark.
Okay. Any unintentional. Well, I guess skid marks aren't intentional.
Yeah, true they are. You're like, "Oh, I think I got it good," and then next thing you know, like, shit.
Yeah. Shit. Did you? Yeah. Like, you know what pooing your pants is?
Yeah, I know. Like a full blown poop. Like, I won't even count a shower. But
Right.
actually, so I was like probably like second or third grade, and we climbed Bald Mountain with my grandma, which is up in the Adirondacks in New York.
Okay.
And I got to that mountain, and I'm like, "Graham, I gotta take a poop." And she's like, "Well, just go in the woods, pull your pants down, and poop." And I was like, "All right, that's cool. Like, I'll do it." So I went and I pulled my shorts down. I had my nice Derek Jeter t-shirt on and everything, which didn't get ruined likely. But so I take my poop, and little did I know, the way I squatted, it fell right back into my pants. So I pulled my pants back up,
I love this.
and it squished against my butt.
You didn't know until it was on your butt?
It was way too late, and then I didn't know what to do. Like, I'm yelling for my grandma, and I'm like, "I pooped on my butt," and so she's over like with leaves helping me wipe my butt, like the poop off my butt, and then I didn't poop with. I took my pants off completely to poop until I was like yesterday, pretty much, like for a very long time, because I don't know if that's a phobia or not, but something in my mind was like, I will never shit in my own pants again.
Oh my gosh.
Poop in my own pants again. Whatever. So that was traumatizing.
That's amazing. I love that story.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to ask that every podcast now. What's the meaning of life?
Oh, jeez. Meaning of life is probably like, what should you do before you die type thing, or like, what do you mean, like?
However you want to take it.
Yeah, that's a hard question. I'm gonna take it as not necessarily like what you want to be remembered for, because as bad as it sounds, like most people don't get remembered long term other than for through your family.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think just sharing, like a good energy and a good connection with people and rubbing off in a good way, so that like the next person wants to just be a genuinely good person and care for people.
Yeah.
And I think in the long term, you know, you're gonna die and nobody's really gonna remember it.
Yeah.
But what's gonna happen is throughout your life, you're gonna rub off on 10 people maybe.
Yeah.
Like actually rub off, like people are gonna remember you.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as they remember you and they can connect you to a good thing, then they're gonna rub off on somebody. But it might have, like, you might have been that first like root in the ground.
Yeah.
And then your network of 10 people are gonna hit 100 and 1,000.
Yeah.
And it might not be all in like 1 year or anything. It's gonna be over 100 years
Yeah.
or something. But I think that's kind of like the meaning of life, is just making yourself a good enough person where it's gonna make other people good people through you almost.
That's really beautiful. I love that answer. Great job. So let's do one round of the game. We'll skip the acronym one. We'll just do the random word generator. So, oh wow. So the first word is ostracized. So what does that make you think?
Ostrich.
Yeah, that's what I would think too.
Even though I know that's not the definition.
I think as Scooby-Doo, there's a song, something like "I Dated an Ostrich" or something.
It's fun to be in love with an ostrich.
I'm not tracking that one.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to see the episode. So
what's the definition of ostracized?
Let's
like,
see. You're like an outsider, I think. It was an Athenian democratic procedure in which Any citizen could be
Oh, man,
expelled
I
from the
see.
city. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, exclude. That's the basic one.
Hmm.
Okay, let's do another one because that was too.
Yeah, because I'm automatically thinking like Hitler and the Jews and stuff.
Why?
Because he kind of ostracized them, right?
The Jews?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. He ostracized them by sending them to heaven. I don't like that one. It was helpless. It's a
Helpless.
boring one.
That automatically makes me think of myself pooping in my pants again. I was helpless at that moment.
Battlefield. That was kind of like a battlefield in your pants.
You know, it all comes back to it. It's traumatizing.
I just do a different
Battlefield's not
one.
a terrible one. I thought of the video game right off the bat.
Okay, I don't know that video game. Video game Square, because you hit Square sometimes.
Oh,
You
jeez.
know, PlayStation.
Now I'm thinking PlayStation.
You could say, okay, PlayStation. Xbox.
Microsoft.
Steve Jobs. I know it's not him,
Technology.
but AI.
Root of all evil. That's more than
money.
one word, but
Yeah.
money. Need more.
Mm. I lost. I'll go first this time. Strong, weak.
Minded.
Mm. Mindfulness.
No. Empathy.
Oh, sorry.
Unforgiving.
Oh, vengeance.
Purge.
Oh, good one. I guess murder. These are dark ones.
Yeah.
Let's do another
I
one.
think I got
I don't want to
stuck on
end
one.
on that. Professor.
Teacher.
Uh,
You're good.
okay. Student. I feel like I'm not doing this well.
Karate Kid.
Ooh, good one. Mr. Miyagi.
I know what I'm thinking. I can't think of the word though. Lo-mein.
What?
Lo-mein.
Okay. Noodles.
Chicken riggies.
Oh yeah, that's a
A central New York dish.
Central New York dish. That's a good one to end on actually. Is that only New York or is that like your family? Not your family. But
That is like a Utica thing.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
even like
Explain what it is.
it's a rigatoni
Yeah.
noodle
That's what the
with,
riggies.
with an orange sauce, which
Yeah.
I mean with a lot of like garlic and
Mm-hmm.
Parmesan and all that good stuff, heavy cream.
Yeah.
It's delicious, but it's only like a central New York thing, like grains. There's a lot of like Utica-based foods that the rest of the world don't know
What's
about.
greens?
It's like steamed greens with garlic, because there's a
Mhm.
lot of Italians in
Oh, okay.
central New York, and that's more of a Char question though, because like I never made greens.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's like steamed like cabbage and lettuce and stuff. I don't even know what type
Okay.
of greens it is, but that's one thing I miss about New York. That's probably the only thing I miss about New York, really, is like the food.
Really?
There's really not that many great food places down here,
Really?
not in my opinion.
Huh.
But up there, like all the food, the pastas and the pizzas
Yeah.
and all the restaurants just have like excellent food.
That's cool. But we have Char, so that's helpful.
Yeah, so she makes the New York food
Yeah.
that we need.
Yeah. This is the last like real question. What's a time you laughed really hard?
Jeez.
I know it's a tough one.
Time I laughed really hard. Chris and I had a good laugh the other day because of Snapchat, but it didn't like make my abs hurt or anything.
Okay.
There's probably like 5 times in my life where like my abs hurt. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have abs, but they hurt.
Right. Yeah.
And
Do you remember any?
Yeah, I mean, one time rolling, like me and my sister were driving somewhere, there was a song on, and I was playing the air keyboard. Just the way I was playing was just like flicking my wrist or something, and it didn't look right, and so she started laughing, and then I kind of realized it too, and
Yeah.
started laughing. So that one, and then
How old were you guys?
this was after I joined the military.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think I was probably like 20ish.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was nice. I mean, it's kind of sad to think about. Like, you don't really have those moments as much once you're an adult.
I know,
like,
yeah.
Because like most times I'm thinking of with my buddy Nick, like when we were growing up and stuff.
Mhm.
I can think of a good amount of times we laughed like real hard.
Yeah.
And that's 14-year-old boys.
I know.
Sense of humor.
It's the
So.
best though.
And now like I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, that's really not that funny anymore.
I know. What that's most like
embarrassing.
hard laughs. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's what that time is in your life anyway.
Just embarrassing. Yeah.
Just embarrassing in general. Yeah, for sure. But any kind of laughing is just contagious, and stupidest stuff is funny. So this is when you could plug whatever you want, and you have 2 businesses, so you could formally shout them out or whatever else you want to talk about. This is your time you've earned.
Some good books to read.
Yeah.
The Alchemist. It's a short one,
Is it short?
but I would highly recommend it. And like if you actually read it and pay attention to it, there's a lot to benefit from it.
I've heard a lot about it, but I've always been afraid to like approach it for some reason.
Yeah, that's it. I've heard actually. Like,
Really?
especially people of like faith. Like.
Oh, really? Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know why, because it kind of reminds me of the Bible.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Unless I have like a really misunderstood.
Yeah, yeah.
Bible, I'm pretty sure, like, it's just the Bible condensed into like 113 pages.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a very short book. Or The Tattooist of Auschwitz.
Oh, the
which
book.
is great, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
I
is-
thought I didn't know. If,
Yeah, that's another book.
I didn't know if that was the guy you wanted to shout out that you got all your tattoos from or anything.
Yeah, The Tattooist of Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just the one tattoo on my forehead, but
What?
Auschwitz.
Is that what they did? Or you mean the
Swastika.
swastika like Charles Manson?
Yeah.
Cool.
I would go to Auschwitz. It's probably really eerie to visit.
To visit, yeah.
But it'd be interesting. Yeah, not like back in the day. I don't know.
Right.
But, yeah.
Not to time travel or anything. Okay, so yeah, those are 2 good books. Whew! I'm so sweaty. Oh, I hope this made you think. And that's the end. You could say it too if you
It
want.
made me think.
Really?
I hope it made you think as well.
Good, thank you. Alright, let's get those clams or mussels
Yeah,
or
for
whatever.
real.